gara diamo doron media den bal ma fula gale ko yana mede ya jemba mi kam ibim mala dina o jok dina doli starten ko dia to dina le ma fula yake ko wa dia this year mun difference bagala
mbari ngol kachadi yata bari wato en jam fale nde fenkela fu ngada ngale jan doron ta fale ko nal lafta kabula na program o no mani program ko tengol alseta na website to mimo www.grts.gmt dami yalon ko fana be GRTS radio so talanje live ka fale fana ko ngomi ada da wala bintu du ngata be wall beauty salon mi yalon ko abe fajara m section ma fangola adum fana ka fale ko ala baraka la jiber ko nyimala alse plano ma lokon ko ten wassalam ala baraka
Good evening and welcome to the Education Forum. I am your host Samuel Ba. In today's edition, I have stakeholders in education and we will be talking about the forthcoming deworming exercise scheduled to take place across the country. On my far right, I have Mr. Wandifa Fati, who is an education officer at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Next to Wandifa is Grace Njai, who works with the World Food Program. On my far left is Mr. Modu Njai from the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. He is also the focal point for school health and nutrition. And next to me is Mr. Abdul Aziz Sise, IEC officer and a staff of NANA. Gentlemen, lady, you are all welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like I said, we will be talking about the forthcoming deworming exercise. Mr. Fati, I'll start with you. Can you tell us how important the national deworming exercise is, and also tell our beautiful listeners what worm infestation is?
Thank you very much, Samuel, for that great question. Good evening, viewers. The importance of this activity cannot be overemphasized. In the sense, this activity is part of the an activity that the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is trying to implement. That is a comprehensive school health and nutrition program. In this program, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is not only interested in giving learners the right, the knowledge, skills and attitude. No. They go very far from there. In the sense, they want to provide them with the right information, with the right services, environment, and all that the learners will require. And this is why we are bringing this activity in place. Thank you very much. And on the second part of the question, this activity is scheduled for on the 10th of next month, that is May 10th. It is going to be conducted by a life skills unit of Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in collaboration with our great partners like Ministry of Health, NANA and WFP. And this is why we have them with us. Thank you very much.
My second question goes to Abdul Aziz Sise.
Yeah.
You are from NANA. Can you tell us what worm infestation does to the human body?
Yeah, thank you very much. We are very much happy to be part of this panel today. As you already know, NANA is a partner to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. We are good partners. And this deworming exercise is a very important component of NANA activities. And then people would like to know what this deworming exercise is all about. What is the worm in itself? Like worms, I think I would like to define worm first before coming to your question, because people need to know what we are here about. And then worms are known as intestinal helminths or parasites that live in the human intestine for food and survival. And then staying in the body, they may cause a lot of damage in the intestine of the human body. And then some of the consequences or the outcome that they can cause is like it may increase malnutrition, anemia, and vitamin A deficiencies. And these are some of the issues that the agency, in collaboration with partners, are trying to prevent. And then we're working very hard to make sure that people know the outcome of this worm infestation in human being. Like we have some certain kind of worms that live in the intestine, and the most important ones are the hookworm, the whipworm, and then the roundworm. These worms live in the intestine of the human being, and they also feed from the intestinal worms, the intestinal walls of the of the human being, by trying to get the nutrients of the human body. In so doing, they can cause anemia, they can cause vitamin A deficiencies, they can cause malnutrition of the child, especially the hookworm, which feed from the blood of the human being. So these are very dangerous worms that can cause malnutrition, and we all know malnutrition is a serious problem in this country. Taking reference from the nutrition surveillance that NANA is conducting every 3 months in the field, reveals that about 11% of the under 5 in this country are malnourished. Yeah, looking at taking the local cutoff point, because we have local cutoff point and international cutoff point. If you take reference from the international cutoff point, it's 1.9%, which is also significant. That's where you talked about the severe malnutrition and the mild malnutrition. So these are issues that we want people to understand, to know that it is important that this exercise take place in this country. And how can people also get infested? I think that's another important thing that we need to clarify for the viewers to understand. People can be infected by feces from this thing, from the oral fecal, and then this can be contaminated through food, water, or through penetration of the skin. So, and it's most of the time it is present in fresh water, or contaminated food, or even the soil. So these are some of the things that where people can be infested with worms. So I will leave my brother Modinjai to throw light on some of these things. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Njai, you are a focal point for school health and nutrition.
Exactly.
Yeah, can you give us?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Samuel, and also Aziz, for really giving us some sort of a synopsis of the worms, and then giving us the different types of worms. I think this is very, very important for us to consider the fact that the worming is very key when we really want to improve the nutritional status of our children going to school. Basically, if you look at the different types of worms, for example, we look at the cystos. There's the schistosomiasis, which if somebody have the cysto, one of the things like the worm will do, it will just penetrate through the skin and goes to intestinal wall, and they perforate. That means they just create holes on the intestinal wall. And in doing so, you see blood coming out. It will come out through the urinary system. And the child also, when somebody